Welcome to episode 41 of Once Upon a Captain Swan. It is October 29th, 2017, and Ray's lost it already. We haven't even started talking about this week's topic, and she's just hysterical.
Yay!
This is what happens when we don't do episodes for a while.
I'm sorry. I'm not a professional anymore, guys. I've lost it.
I'm your host, Sarah. We have Raechel here.
Hello.
Lindsay's here.
Hey!
And back from a long hiatus, Gabby's here.
I'm sorry. Who's this?
I don't know.
Who are you?
Strange person.
Who this?
Who
bitch?
that?
I don't know.
New number. Who this?
Welcome back, Gabby. We missed you.
Oh, you guys
Speak for
didn't miss me.
yourself.
That's because we just saw you.
Bugger off, Ray. Come on.
I literally just saw her last weekend.
So we are here to discuss the Creation Entertainment Convention last weekend in Whippany, New Jersey. The four of us were there, reunited, some of us meeting for the first time. It was Lindsay's first time over here with us, and it was awesome.
Yay!
It was good. It was so good to meet you guys. Finally, after, well over a year chatting. It's great.
The best was, waking up. Ray and I came into the room really late and just, fell asleep, and then we woke up the next morning, and it's we didn't even, need to say hey, because it was we knew you. It just felt like we've known you forever. It was amazing.
Well, because Lindsay and I woke up first, and you and Carrie, our lovely Scott, that was with us this weekend.
Yeah.
Shout out to Carrie.
Unofficial member of the OUACS squad.
Yes. You guys were still asleep, and I kind of sat up, and then Lindsay sat up and looked over, and just
Look.
hey,
Hey.
we just waved.
Let's sleep.
Back to sleep.
This weekend was so happy and yet so sad. I'm pretty sure I cried every day at least multiple times.
I also cried every day.
I'm not
because
sure if they
Sarah
were
cried.
happy tears or sad tears, but there's a lot of crying
Yeah,
from me personally.
on the Sunday, I woke up, I'd said goodbye to Ray before went for a flight, and I just couldn't stop crying. I had to go and have a shower and just cry in the shower.
Did you really? That makes me want to cry now.
I was it hit me all at once. It's the end of the show for me. It's the end of Captain Swan. It's saying goodbye to you guys. It's boom.
Hell, we're not going anywhere.
I know, she's I'm never going to see you guys
The
again.
whole weekend was, I'm never going to see you again. We're never going to see each other again. I'm let's please.
Melodramatic there, a little bit.
I'm a dramatic person. Yes, definitely.
No,
So,
it's true though.
She changed her tune, though, in New York, so she's well, next time we get together, you're
Yeah.
oh, now we're being positive.
Kerry and Gabby converted me to into a positive person.
That's good.
My favorite excuse, though, was, I'm from Yorkshire. I'm not a positive person. Or we're all depressed, or I forget what it was.
It's true. We are. We're a miserable bunch.
It rains a lot there. It rains a lot, so.
I don't think we cried on Friday, though, Sarah.
I probably did. I don't know.
I think
something.
Sarah did. No,
You
she did.
You cried more than me, but
What
you
was
did
the
make
day
me
they were
cry.
playing the Emma fan videos?
Oh, see, I missed that. I was.
Friday and Saturday.
Okay, yeah, there was an Emma fan video playing, and I'm
That was
just
Saturday. No, that was Sunday.
I
No,
don't
that was
know.
Saturday night after the concert, right?
They played them on Friday, 'cause I remember sitting there on Friday and watching this video, and on Saturday as well.
There
Yeah.
was a moment Friday.
we were in the pub.
There was a moment Friday though where I was tomorrow's the last day I'm going to see Colin and Jen together, and I think I got emotional. But you might not have been there for that.
Yeah, I wasn't with
I
you
think
because
Lauren
I
was
would
there for that.
I would have started crying. No, Friday was when I got kind of drunk in the pub. and I came in, you went to your seat. I think it was Chris's panel who plays Smee. And I found Lindsay and Gabby, and I climbed over the seats.
Yeah, she was really drunk.
Yeah.
She was I've only had 2 ciders, but I'm a little bit drunk.
Because I hadn't eaten and I haven't drank in a while, so my tolerance is
And then she picked up her picture with Gil, and she was like, "But look at my nose! Look at my
doing to Sarah. Like, she was being very analytical.
So, okay. So, let's talk about Friday. So, Friday is always, at every Once Upon a Time convention, is always about Gil McKinney.
Yes.
Yes.
I've never seen a Gil panel.
No.
All the times I've
I
been.
still have not either.
They're
Okay,
always
I'm
at
not
the
one.
worst possible times.
I can talk about it then. So
Oh, good.
yeah, he was I was there. He was really
Ray,
chill.
where were you? Sorry, where were you, Ray?
The pub drinking? I don't know.
No, I was getting ready.
Yeah, you were getting ready.
Okay, go ahead.
And you'd be like, oh, I'll be down in 5 minutes.
Yeah, but then my wig was giving me issues. Like,
That's Ray's always like, I'll be down in 5 minutes, and then
You mean
2
5
hours later. Yes, 2 hours later.
listen.
Like with a Bex panel, save me a seat.
Yes.
Saved you a seat.
That was not on purpose. I genuinely had every intention of being down for that. But then Sarah and I, we'll get to that.
Okay. I'm sorry, Lindsay. Go ahead.
No, just the great thing about it, like Gil's is the first panel of the convention, so it's very chilled and laid back. He, if you're quite nervous about going up and asking a question, well, Gil just walks around.
Gil, come to you.
Yeah.
He would
Kiss your...
He'd like pick on random people and like, oh, where are you from? And then just go, oh, Texas. And he was like, oh, Texas. And then he started going on about like Texas, and it was just so cool and approachable, and it's a good way to ease your way into the convention, definitely.
Yeah.
And his babe, oh my god, so fit.
Yeah.
His wife. It's one lucky woman.
Yes.
And he's so sweet. Like, he's so genuine with everybody, which I love. Like, he remembers everyone's, like, names and faces, and, like, I don't know how he does it, because he also does supernatural conventions. So...
yeah, so he's saying, like, someone on the front row, he kept saying to him, I know you, where do I know you? And she was like, oh, from this convention. It's like, oh, yeah, what's your name again? And it's like, no, actually, last time you promised you'd remember my name. And if you don't remember, so I made a deal. If by the end of the panel he couldn't remember her name, he'd give her $20.
He probably gave her his CD.
Yeah, he couldn't remember her name.
That's
So
hilarious.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
But yeah, like, what he was doing was like, oh, where do I know you from? And then we'd talk about like supernatural and that kind of thing, which is really, really fun and just chill.
I love what a big personality he has at these conventions, because for Supernatural and Once Upon a Time, he was only in a few episodes. And I think Supernatural is like 1 or 2 at the most.
Mm-hmm.
But like everyone like knows who he is. Like,
He's become like a fan favorite. Yeah.
Yeah.
How
he's just that great.
how much he loves these conventions and just meeting everyone. Like, he's the
Yeah.
absolute best.
Yeah, I'm glad I got a picture with him this time, because before I never got a picture with him.
Also, he'll do literally anything in a photo op.
Anything you
Yeah.
want.
Any pose you want to do, he's game and he'll nail it.
Yep. I think
Yeah.
Sarah and I have more photos with Gil than we do with Colin.
I don't know about that. I have a lot of photos with Colin, but they might be
You have,
pretty.
yeah, you have
even
more
at
than
this
I
point.
with Colin. You have more than with Colin than I do, because you went to Chicago and Paris.
Paris, yeah.
But Gil's a close second.
So tell us about your photo with Gil Ray.
Well, I was dressed as Emma for season 2 Emma, when they were in the Enchanted Forest. I had the maroon jacket, and my stupid person decided to dye her hair brown again, like brown roots. So I was wearing a wig all weekend. So Friday was the blonde wig, just as Emma, and I thought it'd be cute if I had like Prince Eric dipping Emma, so I could be like, watch out, Captain Hook, Prince Eric's got moves, or whatever. So I go up to Gil, he's like, oh, hi again, good to see you. I'm like, oh shit, you remember me? Oh, that's not good.
Of course he remembers us. We give him a hard time every time we take a photo with him.
That's very true. He's like, God, this girl, these girls.
These bitches that make me do all this weird stuff.
So I'm like, can we do a dip pose? And like, he's like, yeah. And he didn't even give me a second to like, I thought I was just gonna like walk into his grip and like we'd go down. No, he like yanked me to him, grabbed my hand, and then just like threw me back. I was like, oh, And you could definitely see it on my face. I was a little struck.
It was beautiful. I loved
I
it.
mean, I'm so happy with how it came out. And we were both looking at each other instead of at the camera. And, like, whew. And then I think that was when you came back from... was that when we came back, Sarah? Yes, because that's when we went upstairs to do your hair. And then we went drinking in the pub.
Mm-hmm.
And Sarah's like, what happened? What color is the background? She wanted to know everything, like, how the photo room was set up. And I'm just like, I don't know. I know nothing right now.
I got fuck struck by Gil McKinney. I don't know. I don't
know
remember
what
anything.
happened. Like, literally, she's like, well, what color's the background? And I'm like, I'm sitting there, and, like, I blacked out. Like, I honestly had no idea. I'm like, blue? She's like, well, is it, like, the woodsy one or, like, the other one? I'm like, blue? Like, I had no idea. You kept asking me all these questions, I remember, and I'm just like, I don't know. What's he wearing? I don't know. Like, I literally had no answer for her at all. Oh.
I highly recommend the dip pose with Gil if you're struggling to come up with a pose to do with him. Yeah, I had it done in Chicago. It's nice.
I want a dip pose with, like, every single cast member now, just to see.
Compare, like, how well do you dip?
Yeah. Like, I'll have Beverly. Beverly, can you dip me?
Or Jen, can you dip me?
Bex would nail it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Bex would. That'd be such a great photo as Selena. Oh, now I gotta cosplay Selena.
No, I'm cosplaying as Alina.
Oh yeah. I think we should just start a dipping collage.
That's what I want. It'd be great. Lee, have Lee do it.
That'd be awkward.
Me, Michael.
Taller than both of them.
You were like, why am I looking?
Yeah.
You'd be on the floor, barely
I'll have
touching
to,
the
like,
ground.
squat.
And make sure, like, you know, your cleavage is covered and stuff.
Right? I think that should be our goal for next year, Sarah. Just dip poses with everyone.
Did any other guys have photos on Friday?
Yes, so we had me and Gabby shared a picture with Gil, did like Charlie's Angels kind of thing, which was good. He was like smouldering in the picture. He looks so good in it.
Oh, yeah, that came out really good. And then also a fun thing with Gil is he's now doing he sells CDs out in the lobby during the convention, and then he'll take selfies with you as well. And our selfies are cute as fuck and worth every penny. Like, yeah. I love selfies with people.
And it's not bad. It's $20.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want, you can spend $40 for a selfie and a CD, and his regular photo op's $40. So
yeah,
we didn't know about this because they didn't announce it until like after everything.
The autos were going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, okay, well, whatever.
And his CD's really good. I highly recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have it, it's so good. His
voice is so amazing. It's so soothing. Like,
yeah.
He's very like Michael Bublé meets, I don't know, someone else. But like,
and you can tell, like, you know, he's so grateful for these conventions because they let him, like, you know, do all these performances and stuff, and he's loving it. He's having the best time, and you know, when you go to conventions and you see people having a good time, you know, you immediately love them even more because they're like you, they're enjoying themselves.
Yeah, and I think my favorite thing is like we're able to see Gil get better because he's like he was great in Van, but I feel like he's just made so much progress now since Van.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like performance-wise and singing and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Same with everybody at the concert. They really upped their game.
Yeah.
Because Sarah and I did not want to go to the concert. We're like, we'll just go sit in the bag.
No, the concert was fucking hilarious. Like,
it was great.
Yeah, like Karen forgot the words. It was so funny.
I mean, like the technical problems just made it so much more charming and like like raw,
authentic. Yeah,
like it was great. And I mean, I'm fucking like sobbing when Karen starts singing Beauty and the Beast. It's like, are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're gonna sing my favorite song and then you're gonna play clips from the movie? Like,
I know,
I'm gonna
but
cry.
doing that, I was like, what are you doing? paid for this. What?
And then when they sang a whole new world and the song was playing in the background too.
And like they kept messing up because the song in their ear
That
was
was
overplaying
just
that. So like
great.
Gillies got pissed off and just ripped his earpiece out.
Karen kept laughing. She's
And they were all having as much fun as we were, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a really good. Like, I'm so glad we decided to go to the concert.
Yeah, me too.
and then we had a picture with Raechel, who called us Lindsay and Lisa.
Yes. So I walked up and it was like, "Oh, hey, nice to meet you." I'm like, "Oh, nice to meet you too. My name's Lindsay." You're like, "Oh, Lisa?" No, Lindsay. Lisa.
So I tried to like correct him and say, "No, it's Lindsay." He's like, "Oh, nice to meet you, Lindsay, Lisa, or whatever." And I'm like, "Okay." So our picture turned out like so bad because we were trying to fix it and we were like laughing.
Yeah, I'm like laughing at it. I'm like,
That's
And my
like,
eyes were like half closed. I'm laughing.
that's such a Raphael thing though.
It is.
I love him so much because he's just such a mess sometimes. Like he tries so hard and he's so genuine, but like I was just
Oh my god. Speaking of
Don't-
Raphael,
don't
okay,
have to
no,
change.
that was when I cried during Raphael's panel.
Oh,
When he started
yes,
talking about
yes.
the wedding, and he started like literally sobbing on stage talking about the Captain Swan wedding, and then it just became a flow of like people row by row start crying. You just hear all these sniffles.
See, okay, yeah, Gabby and I missed that because we went to go get our guild photos.
I know. I was like, I don't remember hearing that, and I was like,
Because
oh.
I would have been crying.
and you came
Because I
back
was
to me
trying.
like, oh, I was like, Raphael cried on stage.
Yeah, I was like, oh god.
I love that. Like he's so
He's just the best.
so
Do you
positive
remember-
about this show, and like he cares about all the actors and the story, and the fact that he gets that emotional like filming a scene. I love that.
He's just the best.
Yeah, I did think then, you've won me over. You're one of us.
All right, what else happened Friday? So karaoke, which we kind of just didn't go to.
Well,
We are
did.
always so hyped for karaoke,
Awful.
and then we get there, and I'm sorry, but like the songs people pick are just bad. And I was like,
Yeah.
we're out of here, and we went to the
It's-
bar to drink.
Yeah, it was all stuff we've heard before.
Well,
Well,
it's all
and-
like
and-
Swan Queen stuff.
Yeah, we changed the lyrics to like Regina and Emma and stuff. And
Oh yeah, I'm glad we went to the bar.
I wish I went to the bar, but I wanted to sing, you see, and I never
Yeah.
got picked because it was all dominated by that particular group, unfortunately. So it was, you can't drink, so it's like this is the worst karaoke ever.
But we do have to give a special shout out to the #1 Swan Queen fan
Oh yes!
there that weekend,
Oh God.
who was literally a giant swan with a crown on its head. And honestly, when I first saw it, I thought it was like a swan princess. Like it didn't click until Sarah's like, "Look at the Swan Queen over there." I was like, "Oh, is that what that is?" I thought it was like Swan Princess or something.
I gotta give this girl props. Like, that is the best costume. Like, the
I heard
amount
she
of time,
spent months on it too.
I, like- and then she wore it all 3
All
days.
weekend.
Yeah.
All day,
All
like all
weekend.
day. And she couldn't sit in that. She
She had
had
no
trouble
mobility.
walking. Like she had very little visibility. It's basically
She
like
had-
you're at Disney World and you're playing like
I
Mickey
that.
Mouse.
I rode the elevator with her, and she had to like literally dip down to get out the elevator. Like, it was
So
so-
I give her
She-
props,
mega
man.
props.
That was cool. That was cool.
It made us laugh anyway.
Yeah.
But at least that's kind of like she was more respectful, I guess. And then it was kind of respectful kind of way to me, at least.
Yeah.
But she
Yeah.
couldn't move.
And it was like, man, it was different. Like, that's something
Yeah.
no one's ever done before.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just, like, super impressed that she made that. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I wonder
I
if
wouldn't.
she could-
I wouldn't be able to do that.
Did she get a picture with Jen with that outfit on?
I don't
think
know.
she got one with Hana.
Yeah,
I know she got with
one.
Lana.
Hana.
Yeah.
But still, that was cool.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to Chris Gauthier
Yes.
for hanging out with us at the bar.
And then outside in the freezing cold. And once again, I would just like to state that I was not upset. I was not unimpressed. And I was not hating life. That was just my face. because I have resting bitch face. And Chris came over and was talking to us, and he was just like, "You look really unimpressed with me right now." And I was like, "No, it's been," because that was Friday night, and we got in late Thursday from New York, so I was just tired at that point. Like, I was just like ready for bed. And he's like, "Oh, okay." And then I went outside. He's like, "You look like you're really hating life right now." I'm like, "It's just my face, Chris. Like, would you stop?" Like, I am happy to be here. I'm happy to hang out with everybody. It's just my face, man. It happens. It happens. He's not the first person to tell me that, and I know he will not be the last.
Yeah. For me, I went, I landed on the Thursday, and we were in the pub. I'd been up like 24 hours. I was drunk, and yeah, so I know.
Drunk?
Hello. You see, when on this podcast, when I act drunk, I'm actually drunk like most of the time. I'm sorry. And I think Gabby especially knows now, and Gabby's like scarred for life for me drinking now.
Oh, from New York?
Yes.
We didn't really get to experience drunk Lindsay.
I think Gabby's scarred for life.
Gabby's like, no, you didn't.
You don't need that. I'm sorry, Gabby.
No comment.
I'm sorry, Gabby. I'm so sorry.
Saturday.
No, she's telling her a Chris story.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Thursday.
I thought you finished.
We got sidetracked on drunk me. So yeah, Chris walks in and we were having a good chat. We were talking about Blackpool and what a shithole it is and stuff. And yeah, we ended up talking about photo ops and stuff. I was trying to explain my post to him, but at this point I was so tired and so drunk, he couldn't understand me. It happens, So Kerry whispered to him, say, tell her you don't do poses. So he said that to me, and I started flipping him off like fuck you. And he was like, "Yeah, I think you need to go to bed now." But I saw him on the Saturday, and he high-fived me, and it was all good. Where he's like, and I've spoken to him on Twitter, so we're all good. No hard feelings.
I also flipped Chris off Saturday. To be fair, he flipped me off first. Because we were talking about our poses, our duo, because Sarah and I had a duo. We both had duos with him and Colin. And he came up with Sarah's pose, which was great. And then he came up with, who was it, Lawrence? Yeah. And then, he walked away. He didn't help me with mine. So then afterwards, we went outside, and I brought it up again. I was like, "Well, I'm going to be Mila tomorrow, so you probably won't recognize me because I'm going to be a brunette." He's like, "What do you mean you're going to be a brunette?" I'm like, "I'm going to have a wig on." He's like, "Oh, I'll remember you. I'll know." He's like, "I was in an episode with Mila." I'm like, "Yeah, Chris, I know." And it didn't click right away for him because he was pretty drunk by then. And I was like, "Yeah, Chris, I know." And he's like, "Oh." And then he just flipped me off, so then I just flipped him back off. And he's like, "I'll remember you tomorrow."
And did he?
It took him a second because I was like, "Hey, how are you feeling?" And he's like, "I'm good." Oh, Mila, you're Mila. And he looked over and he's like, "This is Mila."
I think you can tell.
Yeah. I think it's pretty obvious. I felt bad because Colin was just so out of the loop. Because, during the duo, I just kept talking to, Chris, and Colin was just, standing there,
we all had these
at us back and forth.
We all had these previous arrangements with coming up with these poses with Chris, and Colin just didn't know.
He's, awkwardly what?
Yeah, he was literally, it's you know how you watch a tennis match where you just, tilt your head, back and forth? That's what Colin was doing. Sorry.
What a good sport, though.
Colin is a great sport.
Mm-hmm.
Segue into Saturday.
Segue to Saturday. Colorful day.
Yay, the most beautiful day.
So the first thing up was Colin's picture? right?
Gold panel, which none of us went to,
None of
Yeah.
us saw.
So.
but apparently didn't miss much.
No.
I just watched it like an hour ago. It was awkward and same questions we've heard all the time.
Yeah.
So
A couple new ones, but it wasn't.
I
Like,
think
I'm-
my favorite part of that whole panel was Jen fluffing everyone's aura because it just brought me back to my
cutest thing.
favorite interview of all time. It just made me so
Like,
happy.
She committed too. Like, it wasn't
She
just like sitting in her seat. Like, she was like skipped across the entire stage.
she's
And she's like,
you.
oh, these
And
people
And
her
are
then
hair
gonna
she
be
turned
great.
to Colin and fluffed Colin's aura. It's like, oh, you need to fluff his aura a little more though, Jen.
I liked how Jen joked as well about it taking Colin 3 hours to look ugly as Old Hut. Like the timing was perfect. Like the way she just delivered the line, I was like, yes, amazing.
I love when he was like, someone asked about like how they would decorate the CS house, and like
oh yeah.
it took him a long time to come up with the reply. Like, he was sitting there thinking about it. He's like, what can I say? And then he was like, well, it's gonna be full of baby stuff now, and of course everyone's like, oh. And so he's like, do you see what I did there? She's like, yes, Colin, that was good. Like,
Well done, Colin.
I feel
Yeah,
like that's
well
what
done.
Colin, like, Jen will be given these really long, elaborate answers, and Colin's just over there thinking, how can I make this funny?
yeah.
What one-liner
Yeah.
can I come up with to really
Yeah.
make this funny?
That's me all the way. Like, okay, back to Colin.
Oh,
Not
sorry,
Colin photo. Totally skipping over everything.
I know.
My Colin photo was great.
Okay.
It is my
That's the
favorite
best thing
Colin
I've ever
photo of
seen.
all time. And it was
I'm
like,
so glad you went first so I can watch
the
it.
thing is like, it was the most awkward photo taking experience I've had with Colin, but it had the best result. Because, like, I didn't have a plan. I was just going to, like, wing it. And I think I just said to him, like, I'm just going to wing this. Like, I don't know what to do. And I, like, awkwardly, like, put my arm, like, up above him, like, around him. But he didn't know I was going to do that. So it was, like, just, oh my God, it was a hot mess.
Oh, that
but-
one. I was thinking, never mind. I got ahead of myself.
Yeah, Colin solo
I know what
photo.
you're talking about, Ray, but no.
But
I'm pumped for that story.
Pumped!
Pumped!
but yeah, I loved it. It came out great. It's my favorite Colin photo. And then we
It's very
did
cute.
a duo photo, and it was shit.
We're still on Colin, Sarah.
No, I'm saying
Colin.
me and Rachel's Colin duo, or Colin one that we
Yeah,
did
we did.
together.
Split one. And we had a
Oh.
great plan.
We had a plan, and
used
we
Gabby and Lindsay to practice our plan.
Oh,
Then we got
that
up
one. That one. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Then we got up there, and I don't know what happened. We just forgot.
I was
Like,
so like,
Blanked.
it's because I had just had like that really awkward first encounter, and then I just didn't know what to do anymore.
You'd
And then,
just
like,
fall apart.
Colin
just-
effect.
yeah. And then, like, I didn't know what you were doing, so then I just did my typical hand on my hip, and I was like, oh, this is not what we planned. Like, I'm getting into the pose, my mind, I'm like, this is not what we were supposed to do for this photo, but it's too late now.
Yeah, it was bad.
Still, it's not the worst one we've had. I still think Adam is the worst one.
Aw.
No,
Like-
and no. The one we did with Emily was pretty bad.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Did I even see that picture?
We've had some bad photo ops.
If you haven't seen the photo, you know why.
We'll post them.
We'll post them, like, one place, one time, and like, that's it. If you don't see it, we don't ever show it.
Our first one with a couple with Gil were pretty bad in Van.
Yeah, but we got
Yeah.
to make up for that. We had
Yeah,
to-
you guys got to redo
Took
them.
3 times to get a good photo.
I remember that story.
But Colin did say he liked our outfits. So
Yeah. We walked up and
she was dressed as Mila. I was dressed as Peasant Wench Emma from the season 3 finale, which I slaved over for how long?
I don't know.
Pulled it all out at the end. Yes.
We did. I'm really proud of us.
I'm super
You
proud of
looked
us.
amazing.
You guys did much
Amazing.
better than you did in Van. I will give you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really try. I mean, I
Sarah
didn't really
didn't do anything.
I didn't do anything for Van.
So thanks,
Oh, Sarah-
Gabby.
Sarah, you couldn't because you had the freaking gold tour. The tour. Set
Yeah,
tour.
I mean, Van would have been impossible for me to do any type of changes, like, and get into
Well,
like
see-
big elaborate costumes. There was just too much happening.
But like for Van, we had I only did one the whole day. Like that's all I
Yeah.
wore.
But yeah, I didn't like make anything for Van. Like I didn't sew anything. So.
But I still think that's like my favorite look on you though, is that her Comic-Con dress.
Oh yeah, I mean that is my favorite dress.
I'm really proud of how I did your hair and makeup. Like, I thought I did great.
Next time though, I gotta do it just like Jen did it though.
In the ponytail?
If I'm gonna get like the photo, like the Entertainment Weekly photo, the hair's gotta be just like Jen's.
It's in the ponytail though, then, right?
Yeah.
Or did she let it out?
It's in the ponytail with like a braid, like a little.
Yeah.
So yeah, what about all of your solo Collins?
After our duo, you walked away, and I was like,
"Can we do like?" Away. That's what they make me do.
She wanted to send a photo. That's what I mean. But I mean, hey.
Sarah walked out, and then I was like, "Can we do like?" I think I said reverse muscle memory. I honestly don't know what I said. I was like, "Can you just pretend to be teaching me the sword fight from behind?" And I was like, "Are you okay with that?" He's like, yeah, that's fine." And I go to pull my sword out of my little sheath that I had, and it was stuck. It was stuck, and I couldn't get it out. And then he tried to help me get it out, and it just made it worse.
That's what she said.
And I was like, so finally I pull the sword out, and he takes it from me. And he stands behind me, and then like I put my hand over his, and I thought it came out pretty cute. I don't know.
It's so cute.
I like his face. Could have made a better face. Like I wish he did like the whole like hook face, but I still like it because I don't know. I still like his face.
It's perfect. Shut up.
I think just because like I felt so awkward doing it, that's why I don't like it as much.
I think it's your best Colin photo. So
really?
Yeah. So shut up.
I think it's just because like I felt awkward doing it.
Well, yeah, it's awkward. Like, of course it's awkward.
Well, it didn't help that, like, I couldn't pull the sword out of my belt, and he's trying to pull it out, and, like, the people are looking at me, like...
recreating scenes when, like, Colin's just in regular clothing, like, of course it's gonna be awkward.
Yeah. And I was also the last person, too, other than, like, the volunteer people, I think.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So I think that's the only reason they left. They're like, whatever. But I was just like, oh my god, it's stuck. This is my life.
I know, we should have taken our time with our duo, because we, like, actually probably would have been able to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I wasn't even thinking about it, like...
It's fucking Colin! It's the Colin effect, man! You can't think when you're around him, you, like, lose all consciousness.
You know what happened? Because last time, the panel... Didn't we see him before we did our photo ops last time?
Where? In
Well,
Van?
I mean, I did. Like, I saw them all both in the gold panel first, so...
Yeah. But then he took pictures after, right?
Okay.
Because I remember his is always, like, in the morning for some reason.
I was fine
don't
during
make
that
this
one.
later.
Like, I was fine during that one. I don't know why this one was so, like,
It's
couldn't
been a
function during
while.
this one. Yeah, I guess it's been too long since I saw Colin. I don't know.
And you've also hanging out with me, and you know, he's a bit overwhelmed. You're a little overwhelmed. Oh, wow, okay.
Lindsay and Colin, I just...
Can't deal with it. Can't deal with it. It's too much. I get it.
It happens. But I am very happy with how my outfit photographed and my wig looked good and like I was satisfied.
Well, I mean, everything worked out. Like, we had Chris as our photographer this weekend. We had the blue background, which is his favorite and our favorite. So,
yep.
I mean, it was a perfect combination of things.
Andy got the new lighting fixtures to where the lights are behind.
Like, my biggest complaint about Vancouver was that we had these backlights right behind you that I tripped over every fucking time. And you could see them in a lot of the photos, and so...
I mean, I hate that fucking background. I'm looking at it right now on my wall, and I hate it.
Yeah.
The gray one?
Yeah. And you know what? He doesn't like it either, and, like, he hated that he had to use that.
He couldn't get the blue one delivered in time, or something happened with it.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of tripping, I also tripped as I was walking away from Colin in the solo, and, like, he's like, oh, like, he tried to, like, help me, and, like, just leave me alone. Like, don't look at me anymore. I'm still
Been there.
Because my skirt was a little long in the front, so I kept stepping on it throughout the day. Yeah. Good times. Good times. Although of all the people to trip in front of, I feel like Colin would be the most understanding.
What about your guys' Colin photo experiences?
Well, Gabby, you go first.
Well, because mine kind of segues into hers.
It does, that's fine.
Did we hear the stories?
Well, I was the first to
Well,
all
let
of
us
us.
fucking speak.
I was the first before all of you guys. 'Cause remember we all waited to the end?
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
getting dressed.
Yeah, so we waited for you guys, and we got in line to last call, and I had the idea to have Sam in my picture with me. So I brought a picture of an 8x10 by Sam Hewen, for those who don't know.
I was about to say, like, just random guy
Yeah.
named Sam.
For anyone who doesn't watch Outlander.
Because I love their bro tip. You know, not as much as I love him and Sean, but I think they're up there.
Yeah.
So I took a picture, and I went to Colin. I said, Colin, I want to take a picture with Sam. So he looked at the picture, and then he huffed, and he turned it around, and we took a picture, and that was it.
He made the best face, too.
I know, it was a really
Like,
good
I was
face.
watching him, I watched his eyebrow go up. I'm like, oh, Gabby's gonna get the best face.
It was a good face. It was a good face. And then I couldn't even look back at him because I was like, this is so funny. So I walked away.
Our reaction, like, when we're in the hotel room, we're like, what are you gonna do for your Colin photo? She busts out this photo of Sam, and we're just like, damn it, Gabby, your photo's gonna be better than all of ours.
'Cause she
I don't
hadn't told
pose.
us. She hadn't told us anything. Like, this whole lead up, she's like, I've been planning this for months. I'm like, yeah, what is this garbage?
I didn't think I'd have the courage to do it until the day of, and I was like, okay, we're gonna do it. Fuck it.
It came out
Doing it.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was great. And I remember we all started laughing, and Colin, like, looked over at us.
Yeah, he looked up.
Yeah, I just remember hearing like laughter on the side, and I thought it was like the volunteers.
No, it was us. It was all us.
We were
His
loving
face
it.
was like, oh, you guys are in on it too, okay? Like,
Yeah, I'm a crew. Yeah, so then I had some drinking flasks, like whiskey flasks and stuff. So I walked over to Colin and said, "You're gonna need a drink now, aren't you?" And he laughed and I'm like, "Oh, aye." And I said, "Unfortunately, they're empty." But then just like laughed, and then we took the picture. But that came out really good as well.
It
was
did.
lovely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It really
yeah,
did.
everyone's came out really good.
Yeah, I'm really happy.
Yeah, Colin was like on his A game in the morning, for sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Afternoon, not so much, but
Yeah.
solo, he was good.
The solo photos were really good, yeah.
And then after that, we had Jen photos, right?
Yeah, because we had to immediately go
'cause
upstairs
we had
and
to run and
change.
change.
Yeah, because hers were like around 11:40.
Should we go through the process real quick of what it takes to get Sarah in and out of that stupid costume?
I mean, I had a legit full corset on, plus
That's-
a bodice
can't-
that had to be laced up, plus
Skirt.
multiple
Skirt.
layers, like, yeah. I mean, and I changed out of that like 3 times? Like 2 or 3 times?
Yeah, because you changed for Jen. I decided to just stay in mine for Mila because I didn't have
I
time.
really
to
wanted
get
a
you out.
picture with Jen in a red jacket. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't have one, and I just thought, this is my last time. I gotta have one in a red jacket. Especially since she doesn't look like Emma. I better look like Emma.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So
Yeah.
it was out of the orange dress into the red jacket in record time, to the point where we should work on Broadway because of
we
how
really
quickly
should.
we change in and out of costumes.
Yeah. And, like, ours don't even have zippers. Like, ours are full, like, she's holding the wall, and I'm, like, pulling her and, like, lacing her up.
Yeah,
she used to help
corsets are
me.
not fun. This just in. Corsets are not fun.
They are not.
No, they hurt.
Yep. Welcome to my life.
I was like, this is what Rose feels like in Titanic.
Huh? It's not fun.
So Jen photos were as expected. Jen doesn't do poses, so it's, just a very quick thing. But I really like mine, actually. Like, mine's one of my favorites. Like, I think I like it better than my van one. It came out really well.
Yeah. I like my Jen photo better than my van one. My favorite, though, is still our selfie from the end of Longing.
Yeah.
Obviously, because, like, nothing will ever top that photo.
Jen just takes really good selfies.
Yeah. And she's blonde in it. Both blonde. Her hair matches.
I know. I was really sad to see the blonde hair go, but I like the red hair a lot better in person than I did when I first saw the pictures of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's growing on me, but I still think blonde's her best color.
I agree. It's not my favorite, but I'll live with it.
Well, it was the first time I ever met Jen, so it's very exciting for me. So when I walked up to her, I said, I love the red, and she was like, oh, thanks, had the picture taken. Then she turned to me and said, we're in the red club. And I was like, yes, we are.
I couldn't
Like,
function if she had said that to
walked
me.
away and like tried to remember how to breathe, and it was like I walked out and saw some friends, and I was like, I'm in the red club with Jen, oh my god. I like shouting it down like the corridor. It was just like it was amazing. Like a lot of people have negative things to say about Jen, but honestly she was absolutely perfect this weekend. This weekend, last weekend, whatever. I don't even know. I'm in jet lag mode at the moment. I'm like,
whatever day it was.
Whenever it happened, she was amazing and so just perfect. I'm so happy.
I had to take 2 pictures with Jen.
Yes, look at you.
Again.
It's my thing with me and Chris. And Van, I had to take 2 call for pictures because apparently something was wrong. So they called me back, and I took it, and I ended up with 2 call for pictures, which is great. So then I took a picture with Jen. I walked away, and they called me back again, and I was like, oh, Chris and I have some kind of understanding. 2 for 1, So I got back in line, and I went up to Jen. I was like, hey, Jen. Hey, I guess something happened. Oh, it said, hey, it's me again. She's like, how did you blink? And I was like, yeah, it was me.
It was me.
So I took 2 pictures, and I ended up getting 2 pictures with Jen.
Yeah.
And they're both fine. Nothing went
They're
wrong.
both fine. Yeah.
I think Chris was just being OCD because one is zoomed out further,
Yeah.
and I think he liked it back more.
Yeah. But thanks, Chris, altogether. And thanks, Chris.
I was still in Mila because I didn't feel like changing, and I didn't have time to change, and I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna be Mila. It'll be Mila and Emma, even though she doesn't look like Emma, but it's fine. And I walked up, and she's like, oh, hey, you look great. I'm like, thanks. And like, she was wearing her con shoes, her boots that are the Stuart Weitzman boots that like I'd kill to have, but they're like $600 or $700. So like, I'm like, I have to tell her something about her shoes. So I was like, I love your boots. She's like, thanks, they're so comfortable. I'm like, I bet. Like, and that was it. We took our photo, and yeah, I definitely like it more than the one in Van.
Yeah, I purchased it's not the actual jacket, but I got the red suede jacket. There's a Forever 21, because everyone keeps asking me about where I got this jacket. Forever 21 sells a really good replica. It is online only. You can't buy it in the stores. It is pricey, but it's really good quality. It's a little on the short side, and the sleeves are a little long. So be careful with what size you buy. But it's a really, really good replica of her red suede jacket from the end of season 6 and episode 7 too. So many people have been like messaging me and asking me about it, so I thought I'd just put that out there. And
Yeah.
Jen totally recognized it, loved it. So yeah, if you were looking to get that one, it was $78. That's a bit much, but I'm definitely gonna wear that. Like,
It's still cheaper
out
than
and
the
about.
blank NYC one.
Yeah, and even that one's not the actual. I don't even know. Has it even been
The
spotted?
actual one, yes, it has, and it is
like
$900.
Okay, so yeah,
Can't pay that.
$78 is like nothing compared to this real one. So
Yeah.
okay, so
Then was call for duos, or unless you're done with your story.
yeah, so we all talked about Jen, and then it was call for duos. Wait, no,
No.
Chris and Colin duo was
Chris
next.
and Colin, sorry.
So we had to
yeah.
go change.
Change again,
So,
back into the wench dress. I
Once
can't
again,
tell. I can't tell the story. You need to tell the story. You tell it better than me. I was trying to tell the story to someone else, and I was just like, nah, Raechel tells it better than me.
I feel like the pressure's really on.
Here's the thing, like, when you're with Colin, you black out. Like, it's this effect where you can't even look at him, and you just forget who you are and what your name is, and what you, like, the fact that you're even alive. Like, you just forget everything.
Okay. Sarah went first and I was second, so I'm really happy that happened so I could watch this happen. And I've never been more jealous of you in my life. Let me just put it that way. Like, watching this happen, I was like, why didn't I do a dip? pose. And to be fair, Chris came up with it. Chris
Yeah.
Gauthier.
Yeah, like, we're at the bar, and I'm like, Chris, I'm wearing the wench dress. Do you remember the wench dress from the Back to the Future episode? He's like, oh, I remember the wench
Yeah,
dress.
everyone remembers the wench dress.
And so he's like, well, what if we did like a bros before hoes type thing, where, you know, like, you're all over Colin, and I'm just like standing off to the side, like being pissed off, and like, yeah, that sounds awesome.
We're gonna have a sign originally.
But the
And
thing
it's gonna
is
be-
like, I didn't even realize that in the gold panel they were talking about the wench dress again.
They bring it up
I didn't
every
even
time.
know. So yeah, I show up in the freaking wench dress, and I said to Chris, we're gonna do our bros before hoes, and it took him a second because obviously he was wasted the
Yeah.
night before. But
Yeah.
he was like,
them whiskey sours.
he was like, oh, right. Okay, so he knew what he had to do, and I asked Colin, I was like, can you dip me? And he said, yeah, I can dip you. And right there, I was like, that's when you black out. Like,
Yeah. Fuck.
And I think he was even. Did he say yeah, or was it like, oh yeah, I can dip you?
it was just like, I mean, it was full on.
And like
hook,
his face
like,
changed. Like it was like you snap you blink, and it was like Colin, and then it was Hook. Like, and I'm like, oh damn, she's about to go down.
It's nice knowing you, Sarah.
Yeah, literally, I was like, man, it's been really great knowing Sarah. Because he grabs her around the waist and just yanks her to. It's basically what Gil did to me, but like on a scale like even higher because it's Colin O'Donoghue. Like, I love you, Gil, but like it's Colin, man, you know, like Colin. So he yanks her to her, turns her around to the left, grabs her hand. She's like just like putty in his arms, like she just. I could see on her face that she had no idea that he was going to do any of this. He's like, okay, I'm going to dip you now. Are you ready? And, like, she's trying to get her footing right. Like, their feet are all tangled together. And I'm just watching this like, oh, my God, this is the best moment of Sarah's life and my life watching this. Like, this is our best con ever. And so Chris is all in his pose. Like, he's got the best face, too. And so he almost hits Chris with Sarah as he...
That's what I was afraid of. Like, honestly, that was the one thought in my head was, holy shit, he's gonna, like, throw me into Chris, and we're all gonna fall over.
Pretty close. Like, it came close. I was like, oh, damn. And so he spins her back around and dips her, and, like, the look he was giving you was so Hook, and I can't.
The fact that I, like, was able to keep my eyes open and, like, look at him,
Yeah.
I don't know where that strength came from, but I did it.
Like, I was just sitting there watching it with, like, the biggest grin on my face, like, oh, my God.
Like, you know, you go into these things and, like, you have an expectation, and it's like, oh, well, Colin's just, like, he's just gonna think it's silly, but yeah, he'll do it, but it's, like, not gonna be a big deal. But, like, I don't know, it's just, that was not what I was expecting at all. I was not expecting to be, like, swept off my feet and, like, thrown into a fan fiction. Like, it was just...
That's literally what it was.
He committed, and I thank him for that.
He did. He, like, committed hard.
And yeah, I mean, it was the best moment of my life, like, hands down. Like, sorry to my husband, sorry, it was the best moment of my life. I walked out of there and, like, just could not breathe.
You, like, stumbled out of there. Like, I don't even want to talk about mine, because I was just like, let's do arms crossed, like, captain's crew, whatever, and we did that. But, like, I was just sitting there like, oh my God, like, you just dipped Sarah, what's up? That's... Oh. That's probably my favorite photo op, and
I was, like, hesitating doing it because someone, like, people were doing it before me. Like, it was not, like, an original pose. Like, other people were doing that same pose, and I was like, fuck, I can't ask them to do this now when they just did it for someone else.
Did they do it in the duo, though?
Yeah, there was. I saw at least 2 more.
Okay.
That had done.
But
you were
in character. But you were in character, though. That's what made it more special.
Yeah.
You're in his favorite costume.
Yeah. So he was like, I'm gonna give you 100%.
I appreciate his effort. It made all the hours I spent working on that wench dress worth it. Yeah. I'm still, like, sometimes I'll be at work, like doing my actually like working. Sometimes I actually work when I'm at work. But like I'll like think about that moment and I'll like space out and like have this goofy grin on my face at my desk.
PTCD, post-traumatic colon disorder. Because I also have those moments. Like, I'll just look at my pictures with him and I just, like, get all giddy and just, like, lose my shit for a little bit. And I'm like, okay, good.
That's me, my Jen pics. I'm like, we're in the red club. Wow.
See, that's the thing is, like, I went into this weekend going, oh my god, it's gonna be the last time I ever see Jen. Like, I'm so emotional. And then Colin, like, ups his A game. And I'm like, Jen who? Like, what? What?
Become like the opposite to you. I think I've taken over you a little bit.
See, that's how it was in Van. Like, Jen totally took the show in Van.
Yeah.
Like, Jen made me cry in Van. Like, I was a mess in Van. But then Colin, here.
Colin made a comeback.
Hey, Jen.
Okay, so yeah, that's me. Go. Someone else. I was the one that couldn't handle it, guys.
You're the one that couldn't handle it. I'm gonna copy your dip post, Sarah, one of these days. I'm just gonna apologize in advance for it. I'm serious. I want to make a dipping collage now.
Con goals.
I want everyone to experience that moment.
Everyone deserves to be dipped
my gift to the world.
Although, you know what's gonna happen? I'll be like, can you dip me? And I'll just be like, yeah, sure. And just like bend me over.
And like autopilot. Dip,
Yeah.
dip.
Because I want to know, like, because I haven't seen anyone else get dipped by Colin, so I wonder if he does that, like, with all of them, or if he just, like...
I don't know. Was this just a once dress special? I don't know.
Because did Gil do that with you? Did he, like, pull you in and, like...
I mean, it was pretty, like, mind-fucking. Like, yeah.
They know. They know what they're
Gil
doing.
knows.
Both of them know.
Especially when it's like, can you
Sometimes
dip me? And he's like,
ignorant.
hell yeah, I can dip you. Like, you know what you're getting yourself into.
It's like a masculine thing, too. Like, yeah, I can dip you. Gotta prove my worthiness. I'm playing a prince or a captain. Gotta live up to the name.
Alright, someone else go. I'm getting all hot and bothered.
Oh, it's hot in here now. I mean, I kind of said mine.
Gabby, do you want to say about our AI captain
I
photo?
love your Colin
my
photo.
God.
Your Colin Chris
Yes.
duo.
Gabby?
Do I want to say it or you want to say it?
You can say it, it's fine.
I don't.
Do you not want to?
I don't know what to say. Like, I don't think. Just we got in line. we
got in line and took the photo.
It was
I'm sorry, I'm not very imaginative.
No, but like so for our photo we were like we saluted me, Gabby and Chris saluted Colin doing an aye aye captain kind of thing, and Colin was supposed to look really smug. But when we first walked up, there was a bit of confusion. Like Colin was like, "Oh, what do I do? What do I do?" But it all turned out fine. It was all good. But when we got the actual picture, it looks like Colin's got his eyes closed.
And
Okay.
I said, and apparently we're flipping him off because we're doing the wrong side. Because apparently,
You guys did your left hand?
yeah.
Oh,
We were trying to keep our hands out of the photo. With
Oh
like,
yeah,
our
you guys
face-
kind of stand the other way.
Yeah.
So it was that as well.
That's kind of
But-
funny though.
It's funny, like, 'cause he looks like he's got his eyes closed, so we were like, oh, he's just a stupid drunk captain, and we just, it's fine.
What's funny is Lindsay and I have it on the left side, and Chris has it on the right side, like the right way.
Yeah.
So
Oh my god.
That kind of works out really cute though. Like,
It does,
adds to
it
the
was so much
story,
fun.
like you guys are like the miscreant crew, and like he's
Yeah.
drunk, and Smee's just like that one loyal guy.
That's why it's his first mate.
His face is so great in that. Like, I honestly would not have known his eyes were closed until you guys said something.
Yeah, it's true.
Lindsay's like,
It was
I
like-
see it.
I was like,
yeah, she
his
was
eyes are
bothered by
closed.
it. By
I think it looks great.
But I can just say I was drunk. It's fine. It works.
It's wish rum hook.
You know what? It's different. No one else has done that before.
Yes.
So, yeah, and I think it turned out really cute.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Change number 4 of 5 of the day.
What's next? Call for duo.
Yep.
Call for duos were just, they are what they are, you know? You can't do
Yeah.
poses. They're really quick.
No one looks excited. Colin
had the band face back on for like almost every single one.
Mm-hmm.
I think at that time he was just exhausted and ready to go home.
And he still had his panel to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like ours. I think they're good.
I wish they would
They
have been
pretty
in the
much
middle.
look just like my van ones at this point.
Yeah.
But you know what? We have photos with the captains of our ship, so I'm happy. And yeah, the fact that we have like multiple ones, like, yeah, I can't. I'm like so grateful.
See, the only thing I don't get though is why, because how Jen was closest to us and Colin was on the other side, and we wanted to have them together in the photo because you know.
Lindsay!
Yeah. You know what, Lindsay? Shut up.
Yeah, you know, the thing, yeah, it's like, okay.
She literally like put her hand on my back and like put me in between her and Colin. But then for like it happened to you guys and a couple other people I saw, they were able to get them together, and I don't know.
Well, I had went first, and then I moved over to on Colin's side so that Lindsay could go in the middle. But then Jen moved over, and I was like, oh, okay. And then...
Yeah, it's because me and Jen are in the red club, so we bonded. So Jen is like, I got you, girl. I got you. It's fine. We totally bonded that weekend. It was beautiful.
So she was in the middle of ours, which is like it's not consistency. It wasn't consistency with her as far as where she was standing.
Because we were panicking because we were like, oh, Gabby, look, she's actually guiding people like next to them, and I was like, oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Because I tried to go on her side, and she wasn't having it.
Nope.
I don't know what's going on.
It's me.
We wanted us, like, the whole point is we wanted us to be on the end of our ship. Like, that's what we wanted. On either end of our ship, and it just, no.
I can Photoshop it. I can flip me and Jen. I can make this work.
Oh, yeah, do it. But I remember, like, when
it still came out, like, we look better than they do in that photo, Sarah.
I know, it's true. We look like we're having a great time, and they don't.
They're just done.
What were we going to say, Gabs?
I was saying she moved over and like she put her hand behind Colin and I put my hand on her on her arm.
Yeah, it was, and it's a beautiful picture. I'm very happy with it.
Yeah, yours did come out really well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then they got confused why I was still standing there because it was Sarah, our duo, and then I had a solo. And like they just were like, oh, I'm like, I have another one. Sorry. They're like, oh, okay.
It was just it was just awkward from start to finish.
Yeah, I was like, sorry, I like you guys a lot.
And then I had an absolute total meltdown after that photo.
Yep, and then you caused me to have a meltdown, and then Lindsay started crying, and then Lauren started crying. You started a whole chain reaction of all of us crying in the hallway.
We were all just
I did not cry that day.
I was going to say, Gabby didn't start crying. Gabby was judging all 4 of us.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was like,
you and Steve
were bitches are crazy. No, I started crying. I was in the car on Sunday with Jess, and we were driving to Walgreens so I can get my scans. And like that stupid song, "Shut Up and Dance" came on, and it reminded me of like a fucking fan video, and I started like crying. We were
all dancing.
I was like, "Damn, you're sad." She rubbed off on me the wrong day.
In the bloopers, where they're all dancing with the bloopers.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's a good video.
But it was just like, no.
Yeah, we walked out of that photo op, and Sarah just was like,
I was just sobbing, straight up sobbing.
I was like, stop! And then Lindsay started, and then like I started, and then Lauren walks up, and Lauren just starts crying, and Steve's like, oh god, you're all crying.
It was so embarrassing because we're like right in the hallway where like everyone's waiting for their photo ops. God, it was humiliating.
We were those people.
we were the people that we make fun of.
Sorry, guys. I was emotional over the last time I'll ever be in the middle of a Colin and Jen sandwich.
And then I took some whiskey and like Sarah like grabs it off me and starts downing it. And I'm like, whoa, steady on, laugh.
People are looking at us like, God, look at these drunk bitches like drinking out of flasks.
Oh,
Yeah, meltdown number 1 for the day.
yep.
But so Colin and Jen's panels, which were in the afternoon, were separate, which a lot of us had a problem with because this
Yes.
was the first creation convention where there was no duo Colin and Jen panel for the general audience.
I was fierce. This is my first convention. I was so psyched. I was like, yes, I can ask my questions. It's gonna be amazing.
And we still don't know why they decided to do it that way because time-wise it is exactly the same as San Francisco. It was an hour and a half for both combined. They could have easily done Colin, a little bit of a duo, and a Jen panel, and it still would have worked out fine. But
I mean, I heard people were complaining about it doesn't make the gold panel special. So people were complaining that what's the point of paying gold if they're going to get duo for them, but then a duo for general audience too.
Yeah,
what's the point?
You get extra time.
Exactly.
It's still special.
And it's
also
quieter. It's less
and
people.
in gold, you have a better opportunity to ask questions because there's not as many people. I mean, I had Copper Pass front row, and despite literally sitting directly in front of the line, I didn't have a shot in hell of asking a question.
Because they started lining up before the panel,
because they were lining up for Jen well into Colin's panel. And so you couldn't tell the difference between a person asking Colin a question and a person waiting to ask Jen a question. So I think there were a lot of problems with the way things were done in Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly think it just comes down to the fact that there were just too many people. I mean, this con was the biggest one yet, and everything was sold out, and I think I don't know if they were fully prepared for this. But it's like they tried to do things differently, and I don't think it worked.
No. And I don't get, when they split the panels and they do a duo, it makes it easier for those people to line up for those questions. Because when they're together, people aren't going to ask Colin a question or Jen a question, and then the other person just sits there.
Well, that's what happened in Gold, though.
Shouldn't.
I know that's what happened in Gold. And it's just, in San Francisco, I felt like it was way more organized watching those panels because everyone that wanted to ask just Colin a question lined up for just Colin's panel. Yeah. And everyone that wanted to ask them both a question, they lined up for the duo, and everyone that wanted Jen lined up for Jen. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it organized it a lot more.
Yeah,
and there weren't as many repeater questions in those panels. Like there are, just how there always are.
Yeah.
But it wasn't as bad. I think that was the best setup they had, and that they should stick to that, but...
Yeah.
I was just frustrated in general. Like, where I was sitting, I had people sitting on the floor directly in front of me. I had four different people sitting in the seat next to me, so I don't know who actually had that seat. I had people with selfie sticks videotaping in front of my face. Like, it was an absolute nightmare, watching these panels. And creation staff, they do their best, but there was a lot of lacking during these panels.
I feel like they
lack
weren't
of
paying
control
enough attention
during these panels. I'm just like, why do I have a group of people sitting on the floor in front of me when I paid for this seat? Like, where are these people supposed to be sitting? Instead, you're sitting right on top of my feet. Like, are you kidding me? Like, this is ridiculous.
See, I would have said something. That bothers me.
Well, nobody.
Yeah, it would have bothered me. And you know what I'm like? I'd be like, oi.
They look at you because they're not from America. They don't speak English, so it's like.
Yeah. I was gutted. I'm not gonna lie, I was really gutted about it because.
And I wanted to ask Jen a question, and it's like,
this was my one shot.
Yeah.
This was my one shot, and. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of stupid too. Like, Jen was hearing the questions that Colin was being answered.
Yeah, she was sitting backstage.
She was sitting there, and then she came back on her panel. It was repeating it, and it's like, why couldn't she
answering questions that they asked Colin?
And it's like, why couldn't she just be on the stage with him?
Yeah, it didn't make sense.
Damn you, creation!
And you know what? If things change for Burbank next week,
don't you fucking start!
And I'm sure it will. Because everyone was pissed.
Yeah.
I can't think anyone would actually be happy about that. I mean, it was just a mess.
And if they were only going to do that one time in San Francisco, then don't do it at all because it just pisses everyone else off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't see the need for the fact that every convention's been different. Why? I mean, I guess you're trying to find something that works, but you're just pissing people off because nothing's fair. I mean, you
Yeah.
can't change the rules at every convention and expect people not be upset. I mean, don't even get me started on the shit show that was autographs.
Oh God.
That's the thing, like, our con was the biggest con, like it's everything was sold out, but we still got like one less guest and everything.
Exactly.
So we actually got less, like we were paying the same prices, but we got a lot
more.
less.
We paid
Yeah,
more for
paid
this
more.
one
Paid
than
way
any
more.
other con.
Exactly. Again, we got less, and how is that fair? I'm not sure.
And I don't understand why people weren't personalizing. Like, I get Colin had a flight, but don't book him a flight like that if you know he has a certain amount of autographs to get through. All these people paid this much money, and he can't even write their names.
Yeah.
And he did personalize for some people. Some
Well,
people did get something.
But even like Karen and Lee were personalising.
And I don't get that. Because,
Yeah.
like,
It made no, like the
they
whole,
love to write stuff. And I know Karen had, like, tendinitis or something. I don't know exactly what the story was, but I guess she hurt her arms.
Yeah, I heard that too. Yeah.
And they said that they were wrapped, but then they weren't wrapped later. I don't know. So,
But
like,
Jen-
if that was a thing, then okay. But Lee, I don't know why he wasn't. I don't think Chris or Beverly were.
No one that day. No one that day was.
Michael
personalising.
did.
Michael
but
did.
But then Michael had no
Had the
cue.
shortest line. Yeah.
I just walked up and like, hiya, you alright? And
Yeah.
you know.
Well, it was so stupid, too, because they had Lee and Karen out in the hallway, and you had to get Karen's autograph first before you could get to Lee. So Karen had this queue that was the entire length of the hallway, like, down to, like, the women's bathrooms, and they were all the way on the other side. And Lee had no one at his table, because he
That's
could
the
only
thing.
sign once they were done with Karen. I'm like,
That's
why
what
would
I
you
mean, 'cause
split those two up, or, like,
I've
so dumb.
I've never met Lee, so I wanted his autograph. I've met Karen, so I went up and asked her, okay, look, there's no line for Lee, can we just go in? Like, no, you've got to join this long queue. So I didn't bother in the end.
Yeah.
But, you know, if
And they've
if
never
he's
done
free,
that before.
it was just
It was always like they'd call your row, or they'd call tickets, and whoever was in line was in line. Like, it wasn't, you didn't have to get a specific person first before you could get in line.
Yeah.
It was
I think they started that. I don't know. I think in Chicago they started doing that, but I remember they started doing that before this con, where
Oh,
you
did
had
they?
you had to get someone's or you had to go in a certain order because it was such a crazy shit show in Van too.
I just
About
the gold passes have the little check mark things at the top for a reason. So I don't see why you need to go wait in this line and then this line and this line, because you're just going to
Exactly.
get it checked off on your pass regardless. Like, each
Right.
guest has a corresponding number. Like, I just don't see why you need to
And if
follow
someone-
this order.
Yeah. And if someone doesn't have a line, like, why are you going to make them sit there longer?
You know, like, say you have this person's autograph already. You don't want to go get it again, but you have to. They're forcing you to order
Yeah.
to get to the next person. Like, that's ridiculous.
they should have somebody like someone who like say at the end of Lana's when you get your Lana autograph. Okay, you go to someone split them up. Say you go to Karen, you go
Yeah.
to Michael, you go
Exactly.
to
Yeah.
whoever.
Keep it spaced out. Keep the lines even.
Yeah. Instead
and
of
then
sending
it
them
ended
all.
up saying, oh, well, okay, so it's a bit busy, sit back down. And it's like, well, there's people sitting down at, like, Michael and stuff, have no people of it, and you want to sit back down. How does that make sense?
That's
I
what I'm
mean, it
saying.
makes
Like,
sense.
and it sucks for the guests themselves because they have to sit there longer
Mm-hmm.
because they have to wait for Colin and Jen and Lana and Bex to get through all their autographs because obviously they take a little longer and they have more people or people that paid for those or whatever. So you have to wait. They have to sit there and wait at the table with no one in front of them for
Or
that.
yeah.
It's
Or-
just stupid.
Or let people that actually bought it separately from their pass go
Yeah.
and go ahead of the gold. Like fuck your okay, you bought gold. What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. Like let the people that actually bought it
Yeah.
singular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So that was our bitch rant about creation.
Slash autograph, slash
Slash
whatever.
autographs. Slash Saturday.
It wouldn't be a creation con without a little bit of drama. So panels, as we said, were separate. Colin came out first. His was pretty good though, I gotta say. Like, there were some different questions finally that were asked, and
Yeah.
overall, like, it was a really good panel. He was really just funny and charming, like always. I think my favorite part was when he recreated the face he made when he hit the dartboard,
Yeah.
like
Yes.
right in the bullseye, because it was like right in my direction. So I was like, that was great.
I
I
just
love
kept,
like the gif of it. It's like I'm gonna keep it forever. It's like
Yeah.
amazing.
I was cracking up because on Friday, Michael Coleman came out on stage and told everybody he's like, okay guys, Colin's gonna be here tomorrow, and I like to play pranks on everybody, so I need your help. Every time Colin says something, I need you all to reply, R, shiver me timbers. So we practiced it a couple times on Friday, and honestly, I had forgotten about it till I sat down for the for Colin's panel. Oh, no one did it for gold.
No, they didn't do it in the gold panel.
And they didn't do it in the gold panel. Okay. Because I thought they were going to, and it was going to be an old joke. So, I can't remember when people started doing it, because they
It
didn't
took
start
a
it right
second.
away.
No, it took a
Yeah,
second.
I think
think
because Michael came out
He
and was
came
like,
out, didn't he?
he was,
My
yeah,
God,
he,
it's
to
the
remind
thing.
everybody,
Do the thing.
Michael was running around dressed as Hook. And so finally everyone started catching on, and everyone started, like, he'd say, like, yeah, so that was great. And like, oh, shiver me timbers. And, like, his face, sort of, he was just so confused. Like, he knew something was obviously going on, but he didn't know why or how yet. And so, like, he just kept talking, and, like, literally after every sentence for a couple minutes, people were like, oh, shiver me timbers. He's like, okay, I get it. Ha. And then, it would stop, and then people would start up again. But then, like, it would get to the point where people were just like, "Arr, shiver me timbers." Like, and then he's like, even you guys are getting bored with it.
Yeah. And then what did he say? What part was it when he said like consider my timbers?
My timbers
Yeah.
shivered. Yeah.
What answer was that to? I can't remember.
I think that was after, like, people. I don't know. I'd have to rewatch it, but I want to say it was after. He's like, even y'all are getting bored. He's like, just consider my timbers shivered.
That's it. Yeah.
And then he's like, I see you, Michael Coleman. I see you running around.
Yeah.
I do appreciate that in the gold panel, someone asked Colin about the best places to see in Ireland, and he was
Yeah.
basically like, go to the Guinness factory. I was like, dude, already on my list, man, but I need something else. Like, I was like generally like, oh my god, he's gonna tell me all these great places to see in Ireland, and he's like, nah, I mean it's all beautiful, just go.
It's all of Ireland.
Go to Guinness and then
That's
just
funny.
like go to
I
all
was-
of Ireland.
When I was in New York, I went to O'Donoghue's bar, and I sent a snap to Colin's brother, Al O'Donoghue, and he was like, oh, you better be drinking Guinness, and I was like, I'm on the Irish Red, and we started talking and stuff, and it was just like, I don't like Guinness, I'm sorry, and he was like proper judging me for it.
So anyways, Sunday.
but we haven't talked about Jen's panel yet, have we?
Jen's panel, when I just sobbed because everything she says is so inspirational and just makes you want to take over the world, and then you realize that you'll never be as good as Jennifer Morrison.
Yep. I just love how someone asked her what kind of candy bar she'd be, and she turned it into, like, this,
That
like,
was the
liquid,
best.
like, life lesson, and I'm just like, you would, Jen. I got teary-eyed when she was talking about, like, when a fan thanked her, and she's like, I can't even, like, quote what she was saying, but it was,
Oh, she said it was you. It's
it's
not.
Yeah,
you,
when
like,
she turned
take
around on
away what
us.
you need.
What you
Yeah.
see is
Yeah.
And,
That's
like,
what made
the
us
people
all
next to
Oh,
me
yeah,
were all
that made me cry, yeah.
the people
Oh,
next
how
to me
you-
were all Captain Swan people. We're all just like, she's so great. Like, I'm like, okay, we're all crying. Okay, good. Everyone's crying now.
She knows how to say the right thing when you need to hear it.
Yeah.
You know? Like, you could be having the most shit day, and she'll just say something to you, and it'll just change your entire outlook on life.
Yeah.
And, like, that's just why I love her so much. Like, she just...
And, like, it's so genuine. It's not, like, scripted.
Right.
And, like, she pulls it out of her butt, like, on the spot. Like, she's just
And,
that
like,
eloquent.
I'm like questioning like my life now. It's like, I'm now got this opportunity to do something in my life, but now I need to decide what can I do with it, and she's really inspired me to like question a lot more rather than just like originally like I just want to be happy, but it's just I've got one life. Why not do a bit more, And she's really inspired me to do that. I mean, she's I don't want to be her, but I can't act or direct or whatever, but her outlook on life is so beautiful.
This weekend gave me And I don't want to talk about, like, none of us were in the meet and greet, but we know some people who were in the meet and greet. I don't want to talk about what happened in the meet and greet because that, I don't want to break that respect and that contract, that, you know, literal or whatever, imaginative contract that kind of exists between the meet and greets. But after hearing what happened in the meet and greet, like, this weekend just gave me such a different respect.
Closure.
About, you know, in regards to Jen and a better understanding of where she was coming from and, just like a more emotional connection to her, I guess, in a way. And yeah, I think I feel like I can move on now.
Yeah, it definitely gave me closure that I needed. Like,
but I really, like, more than ever, just want to give her a giant hug. Like, I've never wanted more to just give her a huge hug and just say, you're amazing. Like, you've changed so many of our lives. I know that, like, you don't necessarily see it that way, but, like, all your hardships and everything that you put yourself through, like, it's changed so many people's lives.
Yeah.
And, like, we'll never be able to repay you for that or thank you enough for that. And I just want to hug her.
And she'll say, it's you.
I know. And, like,
and then
she's so selfless. Like, God, I love her so much.
And, like, her whole speech in the gold panel to the girl who she had spinal surgery.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, the way she that's just, like, how she is. That's how she talks. Like, it just, like, everything she says is so inspirational.
Yeah.
Her and Karen David make me want to take over the world.
And I also just loved that someone asked her finally about the tattoo, because I needed that answer.
Because I was like, oh my god, did Sarah tell her question to somebody else? Because, like, that was totally a question.
Well, if I had an opportunity to get up there and ask, that's what it would have been. But since I couldn't, I'm glad someone else did.
Yeah.
So I needed that answer in my life.
Yeah.
And I love that it was kind of her that was basically like, this is my headcanon about the tattoo.
It makes me want
I think she knows Emma better than, like, anyone. Even like the writers. She you know, she lived that character. You know, she literally did, you know, she put everything, you know, on hold for her. And that's why you've got to admire her, because, you know, she put so much research into the character, and, you know, she's, even if a lot of scenes didn't get shown, she would still make that effort, and I just love that about her. You know, she doesn't do things halfway.
She gave 110% for every single second that she was Emma.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And that's why we love the character so much, because you could see that on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Even if the writing wasn't great, Emma's, you know, Jen still gave Emma.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And I really appreciate the person who asked about her being a Disney princess.
Yeah.
It made my life.
And there's now a petition going on.
I've signed the petition, even though it won't do a goddamn thing.
It won't do a thing, but I'm still, like, signing it and, like, you know.
Petition to make Emma Swan an official princess, yes.
Give, like, a thank you to Jen, like, say, look how many people have signed this. We all love this character.
So many people signed that. I could not believe it. By the time I signed it, it was, like, over 500 people. Like, that's crazy how quickly that spread.
Yeah. It's a lot more now, but,
yeah. I mean, they reached their goal in, like, a day.
Yeah. So, you know.
I liked it when someone yelled out, I'm going to go there, people. When someone yelled out, Swan Queen, and she's like, and what do you want me to do about it? Like, I loved it. I was like, yes.
Like, I don't know what you want me to say.
And she answered that Swan Queen question so beautifully. Like, you know, she could have just been like, well, I had to write the show, tough shit. Well, you know, but she constructed an answer out of it, and, you know, in a typical Jen way. And she was so, like, it pleased everyone, the answer.
Yeah, she was really trying to,
What I like is that she answers those questions, but still stays true to herself, because she does not ship Swan Queen.
Exactly.
But she still gives them an answer that makes them happy while staying true to herself.
It was like she was trying to make peace with them after everything that has been through. It's like, okay, look, I'm leaving the show. Like, this is all coming to an end. Let's just make peace with each other.
Right.
And they seem satisfied. She was fine with it, so...
a lot of fans on Twitter. Everyone was like I saw some Swan Queen people on Twitter say, you know, finally, we've got our closure now too, because she like explained, you know, she actually filmed the scene where, you know, she spoke to like Henry and saying, oh, she's like saying goodbye, and that's, yes, that makes sense, and they all accepted that, and that's lovely, because I think, you know, they've Adam and Eddie have really like teased them, and I don't, you know, I can understand in that perspective they have teased them, so
Yeah.
Fair play.
Hopefully they feel satisfied and got their closure, and we can all move on and live happily ever after.
No, it's a happy beginning.
Susan start crying.
No. So yeah, Jen was saying, okay, so the funniest thing about Wish Realm Hook was that how happy it made Colin. That was the best thing about.
Oh, also she said that Colin would be the stricter parent if it was a girl.
Oh, yeah.
I was listening in the back, and
That was like the first thing she came out and said.
Yeah.
She didn't even say hi. She's like, I just want to say.
She's the best.
You know what my favorite part of the panels was, like, in the gold panel, like, Jen has no idea what the fuck's going on the show.
Right?
She's like, oh, you got your hand back? Congratulations.
Okay. His hand pisses me off so much because he uses it all the time. Like, every episode, he's using it to where, like, a prosthetic would not work for that.
It's robotic, okay?
I'm not buying that. He said it's the prosthetic.
He's getting used to the fact that he gets to act with two hands now, okay?
But he doesn't get to act with two hands.
He just doesn't know that it's called a robotic and not prosthetic.
But, like, no, because he's so good. Like, when he had his prosthetic hand in Storybrooke, he was very good at not using it and keeping it just, like, straight and, like, slapping hose and stuff with it. Like, it didn't move. But now, he can unscrew light bulbs, he can close books, he can open car doors, he can put stuff in pockets, like... I don't know what's happening, but it's very upsetting to me. Like, this is the biggest thing I'm upset about in Season 7, is the fact that he uses his hands.
Well, maybe you should call his ass out at the next convention.
I will. I'll be like, yo, bro, what you doing? What is you doing with your hand?
So Emma's on a high. Jen said that Emma's happy ending is a pregnancy.
It really did bring things full circle.
And I did cheer for that bit. I was like, yes.
If Jen's at peace with it, I'm at peace with it. That's how I feel about life.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she wouldn't have left until she was at peace with, like, how Emma's story ended.
Yeah. I mean, we'll talk about this next time, but, like, more could have been given to us in 702, but with her approval on it, I can live with it.
Yeah.
To be fair, like, you know, not we've been very lucky as Captain Swan fans.
We have.
We have been.
We really have.
Okay, we always want more. We've always said, oh, we want more. But compared to other ships, we've been very lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still never got a sex scene, though, but, you know.
No, they never banged.
Never banged.
Well,
they did.
You know what's funny is I've had a saved draft in my Twitter account for years with a congratulations on the sex. Congratulations on the Captain Swan sex. And I never got to use it.
I mean, you technically can because she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Canonically, yes, they've had sex. But I never got to use my tweet, guys.
I mean, Snowy and Outlaw Queen. Even, like, Rumbell, like, were in the bed. That was a bit weird.
I'm still convinced that, like...
That was weird.
I'm still convinced that, like, they got it on in the Middle Mist Meadow in Camelot.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I went back and rewatched that, and I'm like, they banged.
With Rumpel gone, yes, let's do it. Now that we're alone.
Exactly. All right. Anything else about Saturday? Does that sum it up?
Oh, so also on the Sunday. Yeah, carry on.
Yeah. So Sunday, Colin and Jen were gone. Went home. Bye.
Yeah.
Sunday is when we switch over to Lana and Beck's day, which is a little less stressful, but way more fun, I think, in the fact
Yeah.
that it's not less stressful, and you know that they're like game for anything, and they're just awesome and a lot of fun. So Ray and I decided to low-key go as Swan Queen unintentionally.
Yeah, it wasn't intentional.
They actually got stopped for pictures like more times than did the previous day.
Yeah, we did.
It was
really
like,
did.
oh my god, you guys are amazing, and it's like, it wasn't meant to happen like this.
How did it end up like this?
Yeah, so I was Dark Swan, and she was Red Velvet Regina?
Heart of the Lonely Hunter.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. When she
It's
killed
like
Bram.
one of her like most like popular costumes. It's my favorite Evil Queen costume. It's one of her big ones.
Yeah. It's hard to walk in. Sarah was more uncomfortable Saturday, and then I was more uncomfortable on Sunday.
You should have seen, like, she had the authentic shoes, and the heel on the shoe was ridiculous. I mean, it's funny, like, 'cause, like
12 inches.
days after, like, she broke her ankle, but she didn't break her ankle during that weekend. It was so strange.
Which is like, how do you do that, Rachel? How do you manage to not?
That's typical rape for you guys.
Love how she manages to survive that, but then she goes for a run in sneakers and she breaks
Exactly.
her fucking ankle.
But, like, that's probably one of my favorite cosplays I've done.
It was
fun. It's so much fun being the Evil Queen. Oh, and then I had to tape my boobs. Which,
Yeah.
That was a fun adventure.
that was an adventure.
And to be fair, like,
I was great.
she and, you know, well, even like Sarah's, like, I think them two have the best cosplays of the weekend. I mean,
Aw.
the detail, like, they stood out with me completely. They work best.
And we didn't even get to do the costume contest.
I know, we never get to do the costume contest.
Although, to be fair, you were, like, fighting with that Swan Queen thing. It was very close between you.
Oh,
The Swan
Queen.
Nah, she wins.
Yeah, she wins.
She only got second place in the contest.
What?
Yeah.
She didn't win?
Yeah. No.
Damn.
Second place. Like,
Who
third
won?
place for Emma and Hook. Second place to Swan Queen. And first was Regina and Zelina.
Okay. See, we could have done a pair of, like, Emma and Mila.
I know, we should have. There's just no time.
There really wasn't.
Never no time to see the costume contest.
Apparently Colin was in there.
He was
Yeah.
in a kid one. Yeah, I saw video.
Oh.
He watched the kitty
But, like, to be
costume
fair,
contest.
it's based on applause, and obviously that crowd were more catered to Swan Queen. So if you went as the Evil Queen and Dark Swan, you would have won hands down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We could have, you know what, we should just start milking it.
But overall, Sunday was cool. Did we watch any panels?
Yes. So
Bex. Well,
You
we
guys
did-
got to go to the panels. Ray and I didn't.
Well,
let me
Well.
my live tweets. I live tweet the panels.
Bex
So
is
I actually-
hilarious. She should have her
I
own
actually-
stand-up comedy show.
So I went to the gold
You
panel
guys-
in the morning because Terry's friend didn't want to go, so I was lucky enough to go. Sorry, creation, I'm sorry, but well, whatever. And my favorite thing of the gold panel was Beck saying that she comes when she watches herself on TV.
What?
What?
Should have been accident. She didn't mean to say it, but she was like, you know, oh, I'm coming and stuff, and I see myself on TV and I'm coming.
Oh my god. I love
She
her.
didn't mean to say that, but she said it, and I was like, I love you. Like, Bex made Sunday for me. I mean, seriously, she was fantastic. She's brilliant.
I love her and Lana's relationship. They're really cool together.
Yeah, I love like how they teased the crowd when like they leaned into each other going to kiss. Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna kiss, and then everyone like went wild, and I was like, sure. And yeah, like, and then Bex's panel was so funny because it like 2 minutes in, like, she was already singing Wicked Always Wins. Like, she just went straight into it for, like, no reason. It was great. It was wonderful.
I'm sad I missed that.
Yeah.
No one sang, like, aside from
Gil.
the concert and stuff.
No, Gil
The lack of
sang. Gil.
singing.
I know, but Gil sings every.
Also, I love that Beck said Lost is one of the best shows that she's been in, and everyone should watch it. And I was like, because Lost is my favourite show, and I was like, Beck, I'm so happy you said that. It means so much to me. I got emotional about that, you know what I mean? So. Oh, and also, like, so when we do an auction at Creation, so we sell off like banners.
Oh my god.
I forgot about this.
So, okay, so
This auction.
yeah, Ray, go ahead, Ray.
Like, okay, I get the really big banners that has everyone's signature on them. Like, everyone that attends the con signs the big banners. Those usually go for quite a chunk of change because you literally get everyone's autograph and it's this huge, nice final banner.
Except they didn't. Those were going for like $200.
Yeah, those went for like $200-$300.
Yeah.
Then, this one simple Season 2 promo banner of Colin that only had Colin's signature. Well, a bidding war started. And when I say bidding war, I'm talking like World War III. Like, the people watching this, like, I still can't believe that happened. It went for $2,600 for one poster.
Where do people get the money for that?
It's like you've already spent thousands on this convention, and then you can spend back.
Like, you could buy so much with $2,600. Like, think of all the meet and greets you could have bought, or the
Go to
photo ops,
Europe
or
for
the
that kind of
autos.
money.
You
You
could
visit
go
me.
to Ireland.
You visit me, yeah.
You could go anywhere you want.
Could have bought, I don't even know how many Colin autographs with that money.
A lot. Yeah, let's do the math.
And the meet and greet. Could have bought the meet and greet.
I could have had my dream holiday in Hawaii and reenacted Lost. That's the money.
Let's say, what was his final price for autos? 90?
No, that was photos. 70?
85, maybe 70, 85.
I'll divide it by 70. 37 Colin autographs.
I don't know what else to say about Sunday. We got some good photo ops with Lee.
Oh, our Lee photo op was great.
I've got something to say, but I'll need to just go back and sit down. Bear with.
I had a picture with Jess with Bex, and it was awesome. Bex is awesome.
Our Lana and Bex duo came out amazing. I think those two are probably some of our best photo ops.
Yeah, it was a good day for photo ops.
Good weekend. Like,
Good overall weekend for photo ops,
Yeah.
yeah.
the only iffy one was the one with Colin, where we just blanked.
So, I was in Beverly's panel. I love Beverly, she's awesome. And one of my favourite quotes of the day, like she was saying, like, you know, Josh Dallas used to whisper like dirty things in her ear like before a scene, but then like Colin noticed and he started to do that too, to like her affection, you know. So I really liked that. That made me full on chuckle, and you know, it probably cheered me up.
Aww. I miss Josh Dallas.
I know.
Only
I miss Josh and Colin.
I wish. Oh God, could you imagine how amazing it would be if they got Josh and Colin in a panel together?
They would just
Or
we'd be
photo
laughing
ops. Oh my god.
We'd like laugh and like wet ourselves like at the same time.
Why can Josh Dallas not come to cons? Like, he can come by himself.
Right?
I don't understand.
He'd be game, wouldn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say, guys.
That's it. I
It
think.
was it was a good run. It was a good weekend. It was an emotional weekend.
It was the perfect way to say goodbye, definitely. I mean, I'm at peace now, definitely, with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. But we still have to talk about 702, which we will do next time.
Whoop, whoop.
That will go one of two ways in the discussion.
It depends who's on.
Do we have any recommendations?
I do.
Go
Hold
for
on.
it.
No, wait, I gotta pull it up.
I'll go first, Ben. I've got it up here.
Gabby,
So
do you have your hand up, or are you...
No, I'm sorry.
Okay, Kim.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Gabby, if you were.
No, I was just resting. I'm so sorry.
I've got some fan art to recommend by _issue Emma. So in the panel, like Jen was so game to be a Disney princess. Someone did a fan art of her as a Disney swan princess, and it's so beautiful. It's a red, like a take on the red dress, and it's like holding a sword, and it's just so cute. I love it.
Do you have your rec pulled up, Ray?
I do. I found it. It is for CS Halloween, where they're like doing like Halloween themed CS stuff, and it's like the best thing ever. Like I'm so pumped for all the stuff that's coming out, but this is one of my favorites I've seen so far, and it's called The Legend of Captain Killian Jones, and it's a 2-parter, and both of them have been posted. It's by Holly E. The Curious, and there's this amazing artwork that someone did, which is by Artistic, what's the slap, not an underscore, the other one.
Dash.
Just a dash. There it is. There's the word I couldn't think of. I can think of underscore, but I can't think of dash. Artistic dash writer. She did the artwork, or they, I don't know. Anyways, it's all great. The summary is: cursed 300 years ago to take on ghost form and haunt his family estate, Killian Jones receives a reprieve once every 100 years to take on corporeal form in order to try and break his curse. A renowned restorationist, Emma Swan, takes on the project of bringing the 300-year-old Jones Manor back to its former glory, a manor that is reportedly haunted by the notorious Captain Killian Jones. Good thing Emma doesn't believe in ghosts. It is
I'm
so
gonna
good.
add that to the list. Oh my god, that's like, it reminds me of that fic that I recommended a while
Emma
ago.
Swan and the ghost and Emma Swan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I recommended that a while ago, and it reminds me of that.
it's very reminiscent of that.
So I have to read
it's a little
it then, 'cause
different.
I love that.
ghost
That's one of my
killing
favourite
it.
fics, yeah. I love it. Sign me up.
It's so good. It's so good. Sorry I butchered that recommendation. It's been a while since I've wrecked anything.
No, I was helping you out, but it's fine.
Gabby, do you have one?
It's a fan video called Once Upon a Captain Swan, an Emma and Hook story by Captain Swan 123. It's like 38 minutes long.
Whoa!
I have that one.
I have a story. It was part of the Captain Swan Big Bang. It's called Nook by Hello Tragic. This is probably the most angsty story I've ever read in my entire life.
So good.
And, it just hurts. Every chapter just takes the knife and stabs you a little harder. Basically, so Killian's an actor. Emma's, an heiress to the Charmings, multi-million-dollar company. Charmings have passed away, so she's fighting Regina for control over the company. She's in an arranged marriage to Neil. She's on this flight. She's sitting next to Killian on the flight. The plane has to be have an emergency landing. They go to Nook in Greenland. They have this whirlwind romance of a weekend, and then they go back to their separate lives, and it just hurts a lot because you don't know if they're going to work it out.
They go back. They leave.
Good Lord, you're behind.
I told you. I've gotten to he wants to take her on a proper date.
So, yeah.
Oh, I know what I'm reading later.
God, if you really just want to get on the angst train, I highly recommend it. But I really am just ready for them to get their happy ending, which it's almost over, so I'm assuming it's coming soon. So yeah. Nook by Hello Tragic on AO3, also part of the Captain Swan Big Bang.
Her name is not very promising.
Hello Tragic.
You know what? I really want to write a fanfiction that makes it like they go through a hardship and you think they're about to get their happy ending and then boom, they don't.
I've read fics like that. Well, what was that second recommended a while ago where
If you bring up the Alzheimer's one, I'm gonna punch you.
Yeah, that's what's gonna be. That's the one.
All right, this is like second as far as angst next to that one.
Yeah, because I'm like, that is the worst one I've ever. Like, I didn't realize until then. I was like, what? That's it? What?
But the thing is, with this story, is she was getting a lot of hate because of all the angst and like the way things were going, and so people were actually sending her like really hurtful hate, and like
Right.
it's just not cool. Like
Angst is
it's a
the
Captain
best.
Swan story. Like they'll get their happy ending. Just like
Will
let
they,
her
though?
do it the way she wants to do it. So
It's her fan fiction, but it's like
Yeah.
it's just don't read it. Like have
Yeah, if you don't
have
like
some-
angst.
Like,
have
yes,
something
like-
constructive to say, like, oh, you know, add something like grammar or something. You can improve
Yeah.
your grammar like this. Or
But as
something
far as
like that.
plot, like it's her plot. Like yes, there's Emma and Neil. Yes, there's Kaylee and Amila. But it is a Captain Swan story, so they will get their happy ending eventually. You just have to be patient.
One of these days.
As Emma would say, be patient.
So, yeah. That about wraps it up for this week. You can find us on all of our social media, OUACS Podcast, on Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr. Our website's on WordPress. We're sometimes on Instagram. We're slacking. I'm sorry. You can send us any comments or suggestions on our Gmail. Again, OUACS Podcast. And our next episode, we will be discussing Jennifer Morrison's last episode, episode 702.
Get the tissues,
Get the tequila.
get the tequila, and the tissues.
Um,
Two T's.
And then we'll try to do something a little fun and upbeat, like maybe a rewatch.
Yes, rewatch. Yes.
We should rewatch Birth.
No, because she'll cry like in the first like few minutes. It's like
Swan song.
Oh, God.
No.
bye, babe.
No.
Too soon.
702.
We'll rewatch. We should just rewatch
Yeah, we
702
should just rewatch 702.
and just talk about it. We could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
but
it might be
about
fun.
Thank you.
Alright, that's what we're gonna
Hashtag
do.
you're welcome. Hashtag.
Lock it
Well,
up.
That's why we have you around, Gabby.
You're welcome.
Cool. So it's just settled. We'll be rewatching 702 to discuss it. All right. So we will see you guys next time. Thanks for putting up with our whatever this was.
6 hour podcast.
For hours 40.
Good luck,
Gabby.
Sarah, in editing.
Dramatic.
Sorry, Sarah.
All right. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
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 Peace.